Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 37.
Hello.
37. So we got Brian Elliott, most recently with the 37 for the goalie, Carter Hart's teammate. Brian's now in Tampa. It's not
Jersey.
yes. It's not looking so good, but we were rooting for Brian to win a Stanley Cup, but looking like Colorado's probably going to take that. But it's not over yet. So, Brian was a great dude when he was here. Really enjoyed Brian. He was really nice to you. And also 37, I think, first when I think of the Flyers is Eric Desjardins, who was former captain and defenseman here for a long time. You have his mini helmet. So, Eric was nice enough to sign that a while ago when he became a member of the Flyers Hall of Fame. So that covers the 37. The Flyers finally hired a head coach. John Tortorella was hired. He's coached the Rangers in Tampa Bay and briefly Vancouver and the Columbus Blue Jackets. When we did our show, it wasn't my first choice. I definitely, I was always hoping for Trotz, Jimmy Montgomery, actually Luke Richardson. But the good news is he's very experienced. He does know how to get the most out of his players. He's not always the nicest person when he's doing it. But you know how sometimes those hard teachers can get the best out of you? Well,
sometimes you have to be a little mean.
Exactly. So, and the upside is, at least I'm thrilled that I don't have to hear on social media that the Flyers aren't trying their best. Because if you're not trying your best, you're not getting on the ice with Torts as your head coach. So at least that's a bonus. I don't have to hear they don't have heart or they don't want to play, because they do. Even the best players in the world, it goes bad. And last year went bad, and it's hard to get up for games. So at least this year, with Torts as their head coach, there will be no excuse for, they will be playing their butts off. Bad news is, I just heard Joel Farabee is having surgery.
What?
In his neck.
Do we know why? Or
Something with his vertebrae. I don't know the specifics. So he's having surgery here in Philly to fix it, which is good news. And hopefully he should be 100% healthy. The bad news is he's probably going to miss training camp. And maybe the first beginning of the season.
He knows how to play, so...
Yeah, I mean...
But he still should.
Joe has a lot of talent, and I expect Joe to be a good player in this league for a long time. Yeah. With a new head coach, you want to make a good impression and get used to the new system, so it is a bummer that he's missing, but yes, he does know how to play hockey, so...
He definitely knows how to do it.
He's young, he's talented, he can shoot, he can play defense. I'm sure he'll catch up fast, but you do want to start off on the right foot with a new coach, so it's a shame he won't be partaking in training camp.
And be able to do that.
Yes, but eventually we'll be here for the bulk of the season, which is at least on the positive side. Yeah. So we wish Joel the best, and hope Joe for a speedy recovery for Joel. But yeah, it does look like he'll probably miss training camp. And then other news is, and you had something to do at a birthday party, but Michelle and I took an adventure last Saturday. Yes. We went up to Carl's Cards at Havertown, and we saw Lou Nolan, who we always gotta love seeing Lou, and we also saw Lou Schoenfeld. And so Lou was basically the partner with Ed Snyder, the right-hand man.
Nice.
He signed his book for me, which I'm really excited about, Blades, Bands, and Ballers. So it's all about Philly and the Spectrum and Prism Sports. And he also signed a puck for me, which was cool, too.
Nice.
Yep. So, very nice man. Basically, knows everything about the founding of the team and the arena. So I'm excited for this. This will be my vacation book. I just like to have a new vacation book. So
every year, Dad has a vacation book. Last year, what was it?
It was Keith Jones last year.
Keith Jones.
Yeah,
okay.
So I try to find one. I'm really excited for this. And it was cool. It's fun. So I wear my Prism shirt up there, and he asked me what Prism stands for, and I gotta admit, I didn't know. So Prism stands for Philadelphia Regional In-Home Sports and Movies, which is cool. Yeah. And then Lou's like, you know how I know that? And I was like, no. And he goes, because I'm the one who came up with it. So you can't get a better source than that. So before you were born, and actually when I was very little, basically remember I always told you just had 3, 6, and 10 and like a fuzzy some other channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when cable was first being born, we were here very lucky in the Philadelphia area in South Jersey because they had Prism. And Prism showed Philadelphia sports. It also showed movies, which was cool too. But it showed Flyers games, which is why, thankfully, I'm a Flyers fan. Because, I live in New Jersey, and the Devils game, but you couldn't see a Devils game for years on TV. Flyers, you got to watch all the time. You also got to watch the Sixers, college basketball, which was really great in the 80s, boxing. Prism had everything. Basically, me and your pa, my dad's house, it was pretty much the only thing that was on was Prism. So it was constantly playing stuff.
I can imagine that, but
Yeah. And we were very fortunate here because not a lot of big cities had their own channel that constantly showed their own sports. But especially hockey, you pretty much had to see hockey like on, unless you're in Canada, you pretty much had to see hockey like on Saturdays. It was like the NBC game of the week. But here we were fortunate. We saw all the home games and everything. So, thanks to Lou and Ed Snyder's baby, they created all that. So it was really cool to run into Lou, get good stories. It was great. It's always great to see Lou Nolan.
He's really nice.
Yeah. So we're hoping to have Lou on for a show soon. He said he would. And that's pretty much it for this episode. I said, Torch was my first choice, but he's certainly a good choice. We're excited to see him. Basically just want the season back. I already miss hockey. But we do have some exciting things coming up this summer with 3 Ice and some other stuff coming. So, and don't forget, if you haven't seen it yet, check out last week's episode. The interview with Dominic Purcell has been very popular, and it was really good. Do you have anything to add, young lady?
I don't think so.
No. So keep an eye out. We still got some hockey-related stuff coming this summer for episodes. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell your friends, especially about check out some of our past interviews. And thank you.
Bye.